Welcome back, students, to Gyan Gurukul e-classes. As already discussed earlier, we have done an introductory part on voice change, and today we will be dealing with the tenses on present tense, the various structure of present tenses, and how can we convert all those sentences into passive voice or from passive voice into active voice. As you can see, we have already written sentences can be in simple present. Sentences can be in present continuous as well. Sentences can be in present perfect as well. Plus, sentences can be in present perfect continuous as well. বহুতৰে এইটো সমস্যা দেখা গৈছে যে যেতিয়া সেন্টেন্স দিয়া হয় প্ৰথম কথাটো হৈছে আমি সেন্টেন্সটো জানিব লাগিব যে সেন্টেন্সটো কোনটো টেন্সত আছে টেন্সত থাকিলেও টেন্সৰ কোনটো ভাগত আছে যদি প্ৰেজেন্ট টেন্স বুলি মই কওঁ তে সেন্টেন্সটা দিয়াৰ লগে লগে আমি জানিব লাগিব যে এই সেন্টেন্সটো সিম্পল প্ৰেজেন্টে হয় নে প্ৰেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস হয় প্ৰেজেন্ট প্লাস পারফেক্ট হয় নে প্ৰেজেন্ট পারফেক্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস হয় তাৰ পিছতহে আমি সেই বস্তুটো যদি এক্টিভ আছে পেসিভ লৈ নিম পেসিভ আছে যদি এক্টিভ লৈ নিম গৰে এই সকলোখিনি বস্তু ক্লিয়াৰ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে বিৰাট সিম্পল ইজি ফৰ্মুলা কিছুমান আছে. What we have seen is that many students face this problem where they cannot convert the sentences, where their things are not clear, where how they can convert, where they can convert, whether to use been or being, have, has. It is not clear. And unfortunate thing is that more often than not, when you go for doing exercises in books, even those things are not clearly written. So it is very important for you students to first understand that whether a sentence is in simple present, present continuous, or other part of the tenses, and then we need to convert the same. Now, as we all know, when we say about present tense, the gist of present tense is that something which happens in present is known as present tense. We will not go in details to present tense. Now, present tense can be further subdivided into simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Fine. Now, when you are writing a sentence or when a sentence is given to you and you need to convert it, then the sentence may be from any of these following parts. Suppose, for example, let me take an example. Suppose the example is he reads books. Now, if this is your sentence in the exercise and you need to convert it into active voice or passive voice. First, as I told you in the earlier video, the link of which, if you have missed the earlier video, you can click on the I button above, where you can see the introductory part of this voice change. And in the introductory session, we did a video on how we can recognize a sentence whether it is in active voice or whether it is in passive voice. Now, when I see this sentence or when I read this sentence, he reads this book, I can clearly understand that this sentence is in active voice. Why? Simply because the by factor is not there. So to by বস্তু বাইটো যদি কোম্পানা সেন্টেন্সত নাথাকে তেতিয়া আমি বুজি পাব লাগিব যে সেই সেন্টেন্সটো এক্টিভ ভয়েসত আছে প্যাসিভ ভয়েসত নাই গতিকে যদি আমি এই সেন্টেন্সটো চাও হি ৰিডস বুক তে আমি জানিব লাগিব প্ৰথম কথা এইটো প্ৰেজেন্ট টেন্সত আছে ঠিক আছে আৰু তাৰ পিছত আমি জানিব লাগিব যে প্ৰেজেন্ট টেন্সৰ কোনটো পাৰ্ট সো এইটো যদি সেন্টেন্স আমি চাও আমি বুজি পাব লাগিব এই সেন্টেন্সটো আছে সিম্পল প্ৰেজেন্ট টেন্সত. Now, the question that might come to you that how can I recognize this sentence as a simple present tense? And for that, I have written the structures for you. Now, I will be giving one example of one tense, particular tense, and one sentence from each of the part, and that will make you clear how you can change it. Suppose if I first take the example of simple present tense. Now, what I have written in this structure is that subject plus verb plus object plus adverb. Fine. And as I told you earlier, the same thing will be followed here as well. When this is in active form, this is in passive form because we have written by here. And in the introductory part, I also said about two rules of voice change. One rule is that the subject becomes the object and the object becomes the subject. Fine. Now let us start with simple present. Now if I take that example, which I gave a few minutes back, he reads books. Nicely, suppose. Now, out of this four structure, this structure probably, if you see nicely, is similar to this because here he is the subject, reads is the verb, books is the object, and the nicely is the adverb. So this sentence belongs to simple present tense. So this is an active voice. Now if we convert directly, we can put it in this same sentence into this formula. Now you can write this structure in your copy for better understanding. Now if I convert this sentence by using this formula, as I say, you need to also identify which is the subject and which is the object. In this sentence, he is the subject, books are the object. Now as I say, subject becomes object becomes subject, which I already wrote here. Now let us convert. Here he is the subject, so subject. Now this is the object, so here books are the object, so this will come first since object becomes subject in passive voice. So books. Next part you see, we have is or are depending upon the object. Now since we are using books, so definitely it will be are. Books are. Then you can see VPP. Now what is VPP? Now I'll give you an example. VPP is a very small thing. VPP means verb of past participle. Okay. So when I say verb of past participle, suppose if a verb is cook, cooked, cooked, cooked. Okay. But interesting thing is that there are certain verbs which do not change. In this case, the verb read doesn't take any change while you are converting it into past tense or verb of past participle. So since read doesn't change, so books are, we need to put verb PPP, VPP, but since read doesn't change, we have to put it as read only. Books are read. Then we have to go for by, of course, by. And as I told you, subject becomes object. Now this is the subject, it will convert into him, by him. And then after that you can use anything. Suppose I have used the word nicely, which is an adverb. Now this is how you can convert a sentence from simple present active voice to simple present passive voice. Similarly, you can turn from passive voice into active voice, like if it is given, suppose this sentence is given and you need to convert it, then you can go for books, since books are the subject. So when you convert it and him is the books are read by him here is the object, right? So you have to convert it. Now how you can convert? Him becomes he, read becomes reads. Why? Because it is the verb is in third person singular, so obviously the verb will take the plural form. So books are read by him converts into he reads. Of course, subject becomes object again, books, and the nicely will follow. And when you are talking about active voice, there is no by. So this is how you can change the sentence from simple present active to passive, as well as from simple present passive to active. So I guess this part is clear to you. Now we will move to the next tense. Now next tense is of course present continuous tense. Now for the present continuous tense, again we will use the structure. I tell you again that kindly write down the structure of each of the following tense. Now present continuous, when we see it's written subject, suppose they is the subject, is and are, since they, so are, they are, plus what? Verb plus ing, first form of verb plus ing. That means if I use the verb read, then it will become reading. They are reading. Okay, so then we have to put an object. Of course, we can use the object. Suppose novels, they were reading novels. Okay, so next we have to put one adverb, or you can avoid the adverb, or you can put anything. That is just an structure. Okay, so we have written a sentence which is from present continuous tense. Now we have followed the same structure. They are reading novels. This is an active voice because by is not there. Now we will convert it into passive voice. How? Simple. We can just convert it. We need to again recognize here they is the subject, novels are the object. So if we convert it, we will put into this formula. Novels comes first since object and subjects. Novels is and are, novels, of course it will become are. Then আমি কি দিব লাগিব being, আমি বহাব লাগিব being. Novels are being, again verb of past participle, যেহেতু reading আছে, read verb to change নহয়, গতিকে আমি read বুলি লিখিব লাগিব আৰু pronounce কৰিব লাগে read বুলি novels are being read by আছে আমি by ইউজ কৰিম তাৰ পিছত আছে আমাৰ object ইয়াৰে subject to object হৈ যাব so they becomes them so they are reading novels so if we convert it into passive voice আমি কি পাম novels are being read by them so I guess the present continuous tense part is clear and if you have any doubt you can of course put it into the comment section. Now we will move to the third part that is present perfect tense. Again we will follow the structure nothing else. So the structure says subject suppose Ram has have since Ram third person singular of course it will be has. Ram has VPP suppose take any verb suppose Ram has you can take any verb okay let me take a simple verb played. Ram has played. Take an object, football suppose. Ram has played football. Here I have used the word adverb, but there might be other things as well which will follow with adverb. So for your better understanding, I have not used the word adverb right here. So I have written a sentence of present perfect that is subject has or have plus VP plus object. Now subject becomes Ram has played football. Now we need to convert this sentence into passive voice. Simple. Put this sentence into this structure. Now, again, Ram subject, football object, right? So we will convert this sentence. Means object will become subject. That is football. Again, we need to understand has or have. Football since it will begin has. Then the verb been has been. VPP played. Remain as played only since played has been played then we have to put by then subject becomes object that is Ram. So this is how you can convert a sentence in the active voice present perfect tense to passive voice present perfect tense. Ram has played football. Football has been played by Ram. Now most students do a confusion here or do a problem here. Ki problem to correct say being ami joto agor sentence to পঢ়িছিলো এই যোনটো পার্ট being আৰু এই যোনটো আমাৰ ইয়াতে আছে being এটোৰ লগত কনফিউজন কৰে গতিকে সদায় মনত ৰাখিবা যেতিয়া সেন্টেন্সটো প্ৰেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস টেন্সত আছে তেতিয়া আমি সদায় being ইউজ কৰিম যেটা প্যাসিভত নিম আৰু যেতিয়া প্ৰেজেন্ট পারফেক্ট আছে তেতিয়া আমি being ইউজ কৰিম being আৰু been এই বস্তুটোত কনফিউজন নকৰিবা ঠিক আছে so next I guess present perfect tense is clear next we will move to the last part that is present perfect continuous tense. And the thing is that বহুতে এইটো বস্তু গমেই না পায় বহুতে ভাবে যে টেন্সৰ অকল তিনটা ৰূপ থাকে যিকোনো টেন্সৰ সিম্পল প্ৰেজেন্ট প্ৰেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস আৰু প্ৰেজেন্ট পারফেক্ট কিন্তু টেন্সৰ আৰু এটা থাকে যোনটো প্ৰেজেন্ট পারফেক্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস আমি এইটোকো একে প্যাটাৰ্ণত বহাই যাম যোনটো আমি অলৰেডি কৰি আহিছো সাবজেক্ট ধৰা সাবজেক্ট দিলা ডে has have obviously have পঢ়িব have been মই জি সেন্টেন্স টু লিখি আছো এক্স্যাক্টলি মই যোনটো স্ট্ৰাকচাৰ দিছো তাৰ মতে লিখি আছো they have been verb plus ing মই যে verb to play long playing have been playing object to ধৰা মই ক্ৰিকেট লৰিতে ক্ৰিকেট ইয়াতে খালি এটা বস্তু তুমি জানিব লাগিব যে সিন্স বা ফৰ ইউজ কৰে আৰু সিন্স কিটা ইউজ কৰে ফৰ কিটা ইউজ কৰে যদি তোমালোকৰ ডাউট আছে এটো আমি নেক্সট কিটাবা ক্লাস লম যে সিন্স আমি কিটা ইউজ কৰিম বা ফৰ কিটা ইউজ কৰিম সো ইয়াতে মই বুজাই দিছো সিন্স দিছো ধৰা সিন্স yesterday এটো হল আমাৰ এক্টিভ ভয়েসত মই বেলেগ একো কৰা নাই মই জাস্ট যোনটো স্ট্ৰাকচাৰ দিয়া আছে স্ট্ৰাকচাৰ মতে মই বহাই গৈছো they have been playing cricket since yesterday এইটো যেতিয়া আমি কনভার্ট কৰিম একো কৰিব নালাগে মই অলৰেডি কৈছো that you people should write down the structure of each of the tense then it will be clear to you I will just convert this sentence into passive voice by putting it into the structure that I have written now here we need to again identify subject is they cricket is object s and o now we'll just convert it so object becomes subject of course so cricket has have of course cricket will follow has then what is the structure been we have to put here been has been then there is a being has been being VPP play there's the verb was playing so when you convert play into VPP it becomes played cricket has been being played by, of course, when you do passive voice, you have to use by. This was a subject, will become object, by them. Then we have since. This will be the same, since yesterday. So this is how you convert a sentence in present perfect continuous active voice to present perfect continuous passive voice. Simple, put the sentence in a structure, convert it, and then you will get your results. So this is all about the active voice passive voice part in present tense. I hope you like the video, and to watch more videos of this session, kindly like the video and subscribe the channel. For today, this was all. Thank you very much.